It'll be the North Beach Sea Eagles to get us underway, and they've had a big out just before kick-off. They had Kieran Tarrant going through a fitness test. I'm just being led to believe that he failed that fitness test, so he won't be lining up for North Beach. So that's a big blow for them. One of the few recognisable names as Taga Kakabau brings it back for the Roosters for the first carry of 2023. Mitch Kerr takes the next one. Up along the tram lines. Zonasimo, his second run in this set. Famani to dummy half, goes across to Butler. See if we see this customary early shift from the Roosters. They've had a couple of plays. They're keeping it nice and tight at the moment through their captain, Dwayne Butler. In jersey 3, but playing at lock. On tackle 5. Goes back to Kerr. They don't want to give him any time to kick. And well, that's played off the legs. That'll be 6 again here for the Roosters. A golden opportunity for them to strike first. Playing the ball in good territory. Taga Kakabau again. Takes it forward. His third run already early in this game. They come to the short side. It's with Graham. Graham hard and straight. Runs at Miller. Towards the try line. He's not far away. Held up over the line, in fact, and he'll go back 10 metres. Well, there's the power of tie-upper Graham. Now they come back towards the middle. Edwards to Kemp to Kerr. Out to Pahila. Pahila fires it out to Cowan. Cowan, one-on-one, always dangerous. Almost gets around his opposite before being dragged down. Pahila takes a settler, spins in the tackle. Tackle 5, the Sea Eagles holding on so far. Goes to Kemp. Kemp looks to dribble one in behind. It's off legs. Comes back and cleaned up by Wooten. The referee call there? No, it's a knock on against the Roosters, so it'll be a handover. And North Beach, they hang on here early days. And their first use of the football. We're just a couple of minutes in, but it's been all Fremantle so far. As Miller tips that one on to one of the new faces in King. He's pretty distinctive with the blue hair. Now Wooten looking to come back in behind the ruck. They're up on him quickly. He was an easy target. Miller tracks across field, gives it underneath to DeVorms. Now with the veteran, Adam Roy. Up over the 40-metre line towards the halfway line on tackle 5. So they get through the set, and that's about all they do there. The Sea Eagles, as Wallace gets underneath it. Kemp perched underneath, takes it nicely, gets away from the first defender. Wants to skip towards the defence, pulled down 30 metres out. Now Manu to dummy half. Goes to Parky. Parky takes it up towards the 40-metre line. There's now both teams getting in towards the back and forward. It's Graham again, another powerful charge down this right-hand corridor. Kerr, he tips it on to Taga Kakabau. He's rolled onto his back, 40 out from the Sea Eagles line, trying to fight to his feet. The Sea Eagles won that tackle, deserved that little bit of extra time they got. Now they come wide, it's with Sonny Kerr. Sonny Kerr to Pahila. That one looked to have gone forward. No, says the referees. That's play on with Cowan. Took a long time to get to dummy half there. It was Butler that eventually got there. They boot across field towards the wing. Taken nicely there by Buckley. That's Ethan Buckley. Takes that one. But Fremantle, they look on top here early days. Still 0-0 on the cash converted scoreboard. And if you were to go and play Premiership key game between the Fremantle Roosters and the North Beach Sea Eagles, Justin Buckley goes to Cade McDonald. Joe, go! McDonald almost pulls through that tackle. had a couple of seasons away from the game, the former South Perth Lion. Always a very dangerous player with ball in hand. That one just over the head of Kemp, who has to track back. Picks it up inside his own in goal. Justin Buckley has chased that one down himself. He's got some mates that eventually get there with him to help effect the tackle on Kemp. Now Parky played plenty of footy in the forwards, so coming off his wing to take a carry there wouldn't be uncommon for him. The Roosters again tracking that one forward, and an error from Wilson Wiley. He's come across this year from the Rockingham Sharks to strengthen the Premiers even further. But not one of his happiest moments here. Nice warm one to kick off the season, 31 degrees here today. And North Beach was really their first opportunity. It's a very exciting looking backline. There is plenty of speed. I don't know whether we have ever seen a backline, a spine that's as quick as what North Beach have put together here today. They're 1-6-7-9, a great speed merchants as DeVorms takes on Delane Edwards. Edwards tries to hold on as long as he can, but there's no markers there. Wallace comes across now with the 15, that's King. King 20 in from touch as they attack the line with Wooten. Wooten just a couple of metres short. Justin Buckley, he's got Miller to the left. He's got Roy out to the right. They come to the right. Goes to Roy, out the back to Wallace. Wallace goes wider. Straightening now is Johnson. Johnson towards the line. Can't get across it though. Fremantle, their defence is tested out. Comes across to McDonald. McDonald again, steps off the left. Takes on the line. He's not far away. Gets the pass away. And it hits the deck. And that was a golden opportunity. I think it was Jalen Gray that spilt the ball there. Joined now by Mitch Wade-Whalen.
How are you, Donny?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Good to have you.
Thank you.
After finishing off in the Val Murphy Trophy with a nice win to start the season, mate.
It was, mate. It was a good way to start the season against the old club. And, it was. It's good to have a first home game as well, which get that out the way. So happy to be here with you now, mate.
Absolutely.
Safer seat.
Good to have you. Bit of an arm wrestle here so far. Both teams have had some chances, but no score.
Yeah, I think it should be a close game today. Both teams first hit out for the year. Watermoo Paki there off the line.
He's having a chat to Hayden Pupper. He said that they've done a lot more ball work than they would normally do during a pre-season.
Yeah, we have, mate. We've just really nailed down on our structure and tried to implement that throughout the whole club, not just first grade. So, they've done a lot of work, the boys, this off-season. It's one of the comeback kings there in Typer Graham.
It's good to see him back. There's quite a few names that we haven't seen in a season or two that are back playing here, playing rugby league in Western Australia. There's Butler, a familiar name, comes across to Kemp. They go wide out to Pahilla. Pahilla looks to take on Cade McDonald.
Started well there, McDonald.
Comes again. Now to Kerr for the kick across field. Well, everyone stands there and looks at it. Eventually it bounces kindly there for Ethan Buckley. And some complaints there that are eventually heard by the referee for the high shot on Buckley. The penalty to the Seagulls.
How was the off-season, Donny?
Oh, mate, I certainly enjoyed my off-season. As you can see from my physique, I didn't do too much of a pre-season. But, yeah, enjoyed it, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I had a bit of a relaxing off-season as far as training and stuff goes. But, yeah, fortunate enough to work with the NRL. So I stayed around with rugby league and in the communities and schools, which was really good. So, but glad to be back playing now. I said I was going to retire, but I think I've said that for the last 8 years.
Well, when you've been saying it as long as James Blake, then maybe you've got a story to tell. But,
it's good to see him out there today, actually. Stalwart of our competition.
Absolutely. Every time I turn up for another season and I see Blakey running around, it makes me feel bad that I'm not doing anything. The fact that he's still out there playing reserve grade footy at his age.
Exactly, and he's still doing a great job. So we see an early interchange here, I think, for North Beach.
like Edward Shand coming on. The Medway Dragon in the London competition.
Okay. Yeah, I think they've got a few English guys that I've heard this year at North Beach, so they've recruited well. Some other good players in Cade McDonald and Jalen Gray.
Daniel Johnson, the other Pommy.
Yep.
Out there in the right edge second rower. Wooten gets his teeth rattled there in that shot. Good first contact from Butler. Wallace goes across to McDonald, short ball. It's with Johnson, that man we were just talking about, looking to fight to his feet, eventually allowed to play it. They come down the short side again with McDonald right at the ad line. They get it out wider. It's an exciting play here from North Beach. Flat pass there to Gray. Gray takes it all the way to the line. They're on their heels there a little bit, Fremantle.
Good player, Jalen
And
Gray.
Offside.
They just played really fast then, North Beach, and got a roll on, and Fremantle just couldn't contain that early, but we'll see what the response is here. We're still 0-all.
Just really kept them on the back foot. They'll look to do that again as Roy starts the set. Deep on the attack here, the Sea Eagles. They come across. And there's a strip, is it one-on-one from Taumea?
I think it was this low shot
No, it's just a knock on.
Sonny Kerr. Down low, he's forced the ball loose there. What are your thoughts on this white strip, mate?
It looks nice. It's always nice to see a new jersey coming through.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how long they'll stay white for, but...
Did I see they've added Coburn to the logo as well?
They have, mate. Yeah, they have, which I think is really important to represent where you are and what the club's about. So as we see Woodamoo Packer here down the edge to Polder Kemp. Oh, some good footwork there. He's an ear player, Polder Kemp.
Got some very good fullbacks in this competition.
See if he can fill the void from Tuakana Rangiheta.
What's the reasoning behind him not playing this season? I saw him down here earlier.
Yeah, he's gone to Burleigh Bears this year. He's got an opportunity over there. We see
Great
Taumea.
Taumea bursts into the backfield.
Yeah, he's at Burleigh Bears this year, Donny, so getting an opportunity over there, but he's back this weekend for his birthday.
Now with Pahila. A little wrestle down. The Sea Eagles looking to hold on as long as possible. Wilson Wiley takes that towards the try line on tackle 5. They go from dummy half.
Manu
Knocked it on over the line. And that'll see North Beach come out to the 20 for the restart. Well, I thought he'd got there. Miller taps, goes, he's into space. Bailey Miller, they won't catch him. Bailey Miller will go all the way. Cowan coming from behind, giving it everything he's got. Gets an ankle, but it's not enough. Bailey Miller under the black dot. Well, what a chase from Alan Cowan. But they were all asleep there, the Roosters.
Yeah, they just quick tap, good heads up play there by Bailey Miller, quick tap and go, but yeah, great chase by Alan Cowan. He's a competitive player, but yeah, not good. And Dwayne Butler seems to have come to an injury. He's calling for the sideline, bit of blood, I think. But yeah, what a play. Big play to get some first points on the board in our 2023 season. Another young superstar of our competition, Bailey Miller, who I think he went and trialled with the Raiders and the Sharks, I believe, in the off-season.
The Sharks, I'm told he
yeah.
Was supposed to go to the Raiders, but somehow ended up at the
Sharks. Yeah. I think just that little bit of exposure would have gained him a lot of confidence, knowing that there are people out there looking at these young kids over here, and there is a pathway, which is good. So
I was chatting to Ed Easter, and he said it was a little bit surprised to see him back for the start of the season, but said that he came back in terrific nick. Obviously, going over there and training with an NRL type setup is always going to do your fitness the world of good.
I think any fullback as Cade McDonald puts the 2 over, I think anyone at about 70 kilos playing fullback is quite fit. So yeah, unlike myself, mate, I tell you what, I was calling for the oxygen puff for about 2 minutes into the game today. She is a warm day here in Perth.
You might have been calling for the oxygen puffer, but didn't you score a try in the last minute of the game, mate? You're still going hard.
I actually got a double
Hey,
today, which was good. So 2 meat pies. So yeah, good to get a win over the old club. There was a bit of banter going on out there. There was a fair bit. Lucky we didn't have some microphones on the sideline, I think. But it's all part and parcel with our game, and good to see rugby league back in Western Australia.
Yeah, it's good to see you have a good start to the season, mate. You know, it's good. You need a bit of confidence.
Yeah, you do.
You're a bloke that seems to lack a bit of that.
Thank you for that, Donny. 1-0 as we get back underway here with Sonny Kurt. Big high kickoff.
It's a tough one. Wallace wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, has he kicked that dead?
And it's gone out on the full. So he's pulled the hands away right on the dead ball line.
I don't think captain coach there, Mr. Edwards, would be too happy with that one after points. As we can hear him on the sideline here say there's no spring in the step, so interesting to see what the response is here.
Well, it's nice to see Delane trying to turn the clock back with the frosted tips, going back to 1991.
He's 37 or whatever he is, going on 21, so he's fit as a fiddle, and yeah, it's good to still have someone like that in our competition who's regarded as one of the best we've ever had. So
he's certainly a legend of Western Australian Rugby League.
He is, mate.
At North Beach, up 6-0, looking to extend that. They come towards the centre of the field. That's Lawson. Now Wallace goes right to the line to Miller and put down there by King.
There's a lot of new faces in this North Beach team.
Oh, absolutely. Their forward pack is almost completely new players to me anyway. So
and you could arguably say their best player, who their captain will be this year, is actually out, succumbed to injury, Kieran Tarrant. So it'll only get stronger. And Shane Gillum, I believe, is still around this year. So as they get a penalty here for a strip.
Goes against Lawson there, just late in that tackle. Ruled to have ripped it out of the clutches of Ezra Taumea. But yeah, Tarrant, he warmed up, but was a late scratching.
I had a bit of a chat to him just before I jumped on the mic, and it's a sciatic nerve, he was saying. So that's a bit of a week-to-week thing. So yeah.
I was watching him warm up, and he certainly looked to be in a bit of pain and distress. So I'm not surprised that he's made the right call. It's only round one. There's no point in pushing it right now.
No, not at all, mate. So it's a long year. Edwards to Graham.
We've already seen some strong carries from Graham, but they handle him that time.
Big boy. Butler. New recruit, Jules Wilson-Wiley.
The strong just get stronger. It's Kemp. Pahilla.
Good tackle.
There's this centre combination for the Roosters. Some absolute huge humans. And Graham and Pahilla. And now Butler. He's dwarfed by the two centres playing in the middle of the field. Now Kemp. Kemp grubbers that one in behind. Edwards is chasing through. Miller's made a meal of it. Dived upon.
That's Kerr, I believe.
I think that's a try there to Mitchy Kerr. Dave Wallace points to the spot. And it's 6-4, kick to come.
Yeah, just a heads-up play there by Polder Kemp with a nice little kick through. And I thought, I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't know if there was a push off the ball or not, but Mitchell Kerr's competed there and come up with 4 points for the Roosters. So it's a good response considering North Beach had some chances down that end of the field. And I think we'll be all locked up here at 6-all. If you're a betting man, Donny, who would have your tip been today? Yeah, I know it's round one, but
the Roosters would have to be my tip. That their 17 looks incredibly strong right across the park. Yep. It's always the way with the Roosters. You sort of look at their team, you don't know what position anybody's going to be playing in, but you know that there's quality team.
Yeah.
North Beach a lot of new faces. It's going to take a while for those combinations to gel.
They've actually got a few out today in their first grade squad as well, so there is a lot of depth to come back into the team as well, which is good, but it's always healthy at any club to have lots of numbers so you can compete for spots.
Saw some good names running around in that reserve grade side as well.
Yeah. It's just good for our competition.
Welcome back to Tane Peakman straight away in the
Jesse Day, who was a state representative last year, playing reserve grade as well. So I just think it's great for the competition to have that power down in our other grades. So it's healthy, and our game's growing every day over here, which is great. So as Kemp lines the kick up.
Shouldn't have any dramas with this, you wouldn't think. Pilots it over, and we are locked up at 6-all on the Cash Converter scoreboard. We're about a quarter of the way through this game.
Good little crowd here today too for the annual Ken Allen lunch. We've got, I think, the boss of NRLWA, Mr. John Saxon. I can see him over on the sideline there in attendance. Operations manager Caleb Reedy.
He was running the sideline in the last game, so he still wears way too many hats, that bloke.
I was giving him a bit of lip too, just for a laugh, and yeah, he does everything for our game. He's unbelievable. As McDonald gets us back underway.
They fire it straight across field to Wilson Wiley.
Good contact.
Wilson Wiley runs straight into the fresh man on the field there in Tokolo.
Another new number. Julia.
Oh, he's burst through 2, 3, 4 tackles.
Bit of a
tackle-breaking machine.
Did you call the game last year at South Perth when he
went
on a bit of a rampage? He's a bit of a handful, old Joseph.
He's a bit quicker than I thought he was too. Kemp times that run around the back nicely. Just disguised that pretty well, but North Beach read it.
They did well there, North Beach. Shut the defence down. It's Butler. Crabs across field. Oh, he
falls awkwardly in that tackle, but he's going to get to his feet. He seems like he's all right, although he's gone back down to his haunches.
Tough customer.
Banana kick there from Sonny Kerr. It bounces away. Well, difficult one to clean up.
I think they've called dropout, have they?
He's tackled in the in goal. That's Edward Shand that has come on. He's taking his spot on the wing.
Bit of a banana kick there from Sonny Kerr and a good chase. So North Beach just on the back foot a little bit here in the last 5-6 minutes. But it'll be interesting to see how they respond here. We've got young Kobe Rafferty on the bench today, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
It's an interesting make-up, the North Beach bench. Kobe Rafferty's a 9, and Edward Shand, who looks like he's gone out onto the wing. There's another guy that's a dummy half utility type player.
Well, I'd usually have Trent Trotter, I'm assuming, playing 9 this year, and Tyrant Cranston's back, but they both work away, so their makeup of their team might chop and change a little bit, but I believe today it'll be Buckley and Rafferty.
Rafferty, of course, in the team of the tournament at the Harmony Nines.
He was outstanding for us.
Well, there's a good tackle down low. DeVorms one-on-one with Graham. They get out a dummy half.
He's got that down, has he? I think they're calling it. Reggie Manu.
And Reggie's gone from dummy half a couple of times. That time he gets over.
He does. It's just a bit of a heads-up play there. He tried to burrow across under the post there a few sets ago and didn't get any joy there, but he's done well here to get over and takes him out to 10-6.
Well, I mentioned that the one-on-one tackle from Jaden DeVorms on tie-up of Graham was a good tackle, but he was around the leg, so it meant it was a quick play the ball. Players lying in the ruck. Reggie Manu too clever for that.
Yeah, Jaden DeVorms he's probably one of our best defenders we have in the competition. He's a good, solid defender, and it's just, when you got a big guy like Typer Graham and you go low, it's hard to slow that play the ball down. So good heads-up play by Freo. As we see Bjorn Crotty get inserted into the game here now. As one monster goes off, another comes on.
Well, how good is it to be able to bring a player like Crotty on off the bench?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's.
There's no respite.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any words really then, because someone of his calibre is he'd probably start in any team, but for him to come off the bench is really handy for Freo. So as Kemp lines this one up.
You mentioned Rafferty. It looks like he's about to come onto the field.
He is.
For North Beach as they look for
good young
an
player,
injection of enthusiasm as Kemp moves in, strikes it pretty well off the post and away.
Who's coming off?
So Fremantle in front for the first time in this game. They lead 10 points to 6 on the Cash Converter scoreboard.
It's going to be a tough competition this year too, with only 5 teams back in the comp this year.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like no one wants a bye. That kind of upsets the flow and the rhythm, but it means that every single game you don't know what the result's going to be.
I spoke to someone the other day and I said the bye's probably actually handy this year, considering every team's so competitive now, so you probably need that week off at some point to rest the body. So as we see, Crotty here will get us back underway.
Oh, Crotty straight off the back fence, charges into it. His first carry, an impressive one. Quick play the ball. Tangi Kakabo takes it up over the 30. He's been incredibly busy early. Now Butler.
Geez, he does some work, Dwayne Butler.
He certainly does in attack and defence. It's Kemp. Goes out underneath now to Graham. Graham runs at Rafferty. How's that for a first task in first grade for Rafferty? Try and tackle, tie up a Graham. Now Crotty, his second run of the set. Another impressive one. Gets the late offload. Tugger Kakabow tips it out and DeVorms with the intercept.
Oh, he's dropped it.
Well,
I think he's called.
Yeah, he's pointed the wrong way. No, it's a two people.
One?
Yeah, 2 people in the tackle stripped out.
Oh, on Freo.
Yeah, it's against Fremantle
okay.
On DeVorms there. He originally pointed the wrong way with the arm.
Yep. Dave was doing a bit of YMCA there with his arms for a minute. I didn't know which way he was blowing that penalty as Wallace finds touch. Good to see Mr. Wallace back in the competition again this year.
Yeah, he's
unfortunately
hoping that he can get through the game as well. Everyone, it is a round 1 contest.
Yeah, it's a big year for all clubs, and you need those key players on the field. So, and he's one of them.
Again, that ball's come out there from Roy. He's just dropped it. But there were hands around it, but he's just let go of the ball.
He's given the touchy a bit of a gobful there.
Well, if the touchy saw the same thing as me, I just looked like he had a loose carry and let go of it.
I was surprised to see Adam Roy out there. I know he had a bit of a knee issue last year, but when it comes to being competitive and being a clubman, he's at the top of the list for them, that's for sure. He's a really good player. So they feed the ball here on the 40-metre line. Edwards, little shimmy shake. As Anissimo gets a break here, Richie Hicks onto the field.
And another bloke that can really cause some damage in Richie Hicks coming on.
He was actually meant to play reserve grade this week, but he's earned his spot in first grade, and
straight away he gets the timing wrong and gets in the way there of Butler. He wanted a carry, but didn't get it.
Talmia. Takes 3 to get him down.
Still a slowish play the ball. It's Crotty dummies with his outside runners.
Oh.
Gets the pass to Butler. Butler's got Hicks. Hicks carries one to the line and gets there. Well, he's been on the field a matter of about 30 seconds and he scores beside the post.
What an offload that was, Dwayne Butler. But just a heads-up play there, and yeah, as you said, Richie Hicks, first touch of the footy, and gets over for 4 points. I wonder if we can do some research and find out what the quickest try is when you've been on the field, because that would be right up there.
Well, he certainly hasn't been out there all that long.
Yeah.
But what about the play in the lead up there from Bjorn Crotty?
Yeah, he's just come on and run hard and done all the simple things you need to do as a footballer, and yeah, great offload there, and Butler pushed up, which every good forward does, and yeah, another nice offload there for Freo. So early 14-6 lead here for Fremantle, as we see young Cooper Sanders as well being interchanged onto the field for Fremantle Roosters.
After being down 6-0 early after the heads-up play from Bailey Miller, it feels like North Beach have barely touched the ball since then.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's probably a bit frustrating for them at the moment. They just can't seem to hold on to that ball, but I'm sure North Beach will get themselves back into the game. They've got a good team, and they'll work hard. I know it's nice and hot here, but they just stick together as a team. I'm sure they'll hang in as Polder Kemp lines it up and converts the goal. Takes us out to 16-6. I think about 10 to go. Yep, 10 minutes to go on the scoreboard. They just look a little deflated here at the moment, North Beach. I just think if they get back to the basics here, they can get themselves back in the game.
Well, they just need something to go their way.
Yeah.
An error early in the tackle count for Fremantle, something to just give them that jolt of enthusiasm.
Definitely, definitely. So Cade McDonald will get us back underway. Were you surprised by Cade McDonald at North Beach this year?
Oh, again, I know he's really good mates with Jalen Gray, so I think those two just would have gone wherever the other went.
The same as myself and Mr. Cook. Long ball by Kerr.
Come right towards the middle of the park.
Try scorer, Richie Hicks.
Just about setting up where they want to set up here, the Roosters. They're dictating play at the moment, and Graham again pulls through one tackle. King comes across and cover.
Oh, no, he's held on.
To help out Shand. Now Sanders. Runs at Wallace. Leaves Wallace on the ground. Now with Butler. Butler thought about the short ball, but goes himself, and he's going to get penalised for the obstruction. Crotty came through, took out a couple of Sea Eagles defenders, and then Butler took that advantage. So.
Yeah, I think he should have let that one go there, Butler, but North Beach have probably got that break we spoke about, and they've got a chance here to put some points back on the board.
Took the words right out of my mouth there, Mitch. It was exactly what I was thinking.
The Worms gets us back underway.
Let's see what sort of energy the Sea Eagles have in this set. We get towards the back end of this first 40 minutes. The fuel to go and play Premiership round 1 clash. They go out to McDonald. McDonald, he goes in behind Johnson, and he just has to submit in the tackle. With Tokolo. Good strong carry, some good post-contact metres. Rafferty dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side again with McDonald. McDonald fires it out. They've gone into touch. Well, the touch judge's flag went up.
I think Alan Cowan's gone down injured there in that sequence. Oh no, he's up now.
Well, that was a round 1 play if I've ever seen one. That was.
Yeah, they probably just needed to stick to the basics there and just take the tackle. And they had an opportunity to put some points back on. Polder Kemp takes a hit up.
It's one of those where they've constructed it perfectly in their own head, but the execution in round 1 just not quite where it needs to be.
Yeah, it's probably a play you do when you're a few points ahead. But yeah, they've unfortunately dropped the ball as we see Crotty here with another big strong run.
Again had the arms free, looking for someone to charge onto it. No one there on this occasion as Hicks runs at the Worms. The Worms makes the tackle, but another quick play the ball. Again, they're right up on the ad line. The ball across the face to Parky. Parky steps inside Wallace. Wallace just grabs at the shirt. Slows him down enough for the reinforcements to arrive. Now with Edwards, he goes to the sky, a tester. McDonald knocks it on.
And he's offside.
Player that's offside in front of him.
I think he's called double knock on.
Double knock on. He's saying the first one here off. He's saying the first one knocked on by Fremantle.
No, I think he's gone North Beach, but I think the second one has then gone into Jalen Gray's hands, which obviously cancels out the accidental offside. Yeah.
Yep.
But good, nice high kick there by Edwards, and he's got a result.
Well, this is deadly now for North Beach. Fremantle right on the attack. A scrum, 10 out from their line. Leading 16 points to 6.
Points here will be dangerous if they score.
That's 6 minutes till the break.
As Adam Roy packs in.
Got Kemp to the right. Edwards is out that side as well. You'd think that's the way they're going to go. Comes out to Kemp. Kemp to Edwards. Kemp wraps around, and
good tackle.
Jeremy Wallace reads that one like he was in the team meeting.
They've made an interesting change here in North Beach with Rafferty on the field. They've left Buckley on the field as well, so I'm not sure who's playing where.
Sanders across to Edwards. Edwards intercept! Jalen Gray! And Jalen Gray will go the length and score under the post. No call of offside. And they've had 2 runaway tries, the North Beach Seagulls. 1 to Bailey Miller and that one to Jalen Gray as he waits for the referee to catch up before he plants the ball.
Yeah, good play, good heads-up play there by Jalen Gray. He's just read the pass, and Fremantle like to throw the ball around a bit there, so I think he kind of had a bit of a heads-up with that, and he's taken intercept, and I'll tell you what, I don't think anyone was catching him because he had some wheels.
Yeah, he did have a fair head start, but yeah, I don't know whether anybody would have caught him anyway.
No, but that's a big play there, considering they were down 16-6, and that should bring it back to 16-12 now. I'd expect McDonald to kick this over. So we see stalwart Adam Roy come off for a quick rest.
Well, it was only moments ago we were questioning whether Fremantle were just about to wrap the game up before half time, and all of a sudden a 95-metre run from Jalen Gray, and we've got a 4-point ball game.
Could have been dangerous, could have been 22-6 at half time, but it's now going to be 16-12. So yeah, Jalen Gray with a huge play there.
That's one thing when I look at this North Beach backline, that there is plenty of points.
There is, and they've still got Kane Joyce Vaughan to come back in yet, who's a really good player as well. So yeah, really good heads-up play, as I mentioned, from Jalen Gray. But I like the fact that North Beach didn't give up there. They just kept themselves in the fight, and makes for an interesting second half here. But still, we've got 3-4 minutes to go, Donnie. So who knows what could happen in that time as well. You see Delane Edwards push out to the wing here.
He started out there a couple of times.
Saving those old legs. Fit as a fiddle. Big kick. Kerr.
Down to Wallace. Wooten. Oh, spins away from the first contact of Butler. Rafferty a dummy half as they go across to Johnson, who is rattled. Good shot there from Hula.
I think Gray was seeing the same thing coming there, so he's ducked his head.
Rafferty gets out a dummy half, looking to find the markers not square. No call from the referee. McDonald
kick
from inside the 40.
40,
got
20.
the angle on it. He has got the angle on it. A big play there from Kate McDonald.
That's huge.
See Delane Edwards screaming at his side to get back on side.
2 minutes 30 to go, Donnie. That's a massive play.
Well, I could not imagine North Beach going into the sheds here in front.
He would have had about 8 metres to work with there on the angle of that kick between where he kicked it and the sideline. So we could be all levelled up here.
Now it's with Lawson.
We've got numbers to the left here, North Beach.
Rafferty goes out the back of one. It comes to Miller. Miller dummies, goes back infield. Looking to get between defenders.
Sanders over the top there, good tackle.
Rafferty waits at dummy half. He
goes
himself, but no one fell for the dummy. Kemp makes the tackle. Fremantle now looking to hold on. It goes out to Buckley. Buckley dummied to no one, goes himself.
Good tackle, Hicks around the legs.
Miller will go. Miller towards the post.
He scored.
He's reached out and put it down. And North Beach, it is 16 all, kick to come. They will go to half-time in front.
Yeah, I'm a bit shocked with what I've seen. They've just, as I said before, if they just stayed in the fight, they could get themselves back in the game, and that's what they've done. And yeah, it brings for a really exciting second half. But what a way to start the year. What a way to start our 2023 season. It's, yeah, outstanding football.
Well, I think on balance, Fremantle have had the better in the running. But North Beach have just come up with some absolutely massive plays.
Mate, they've just, both teams have had their time in possession, and huge play from Jalen Gray, which got them back in, but then as well with Bjorn Crotty earlier coming on and giving that energy, which got Freo out to that lead. So, yeah, 18-16 half time, I think they'll go in at.
We've got about 40-odd seconds left until half time. Cade McDonald will take his time in knocking this one over, so I don't think we'll see any further play after this conversion attempt.
Because I tell you what, it's going to be an exciting second half.
Absolutely. The stage is set.
It is. What a grand final replay.
Well, the last 4 minutes, really, the complexion of this game has changed completely.
North Beach just got back to basics. They did the simple things right.
Oh, he's missed.
That. Oh, he's pulled it to the left.
Wow, he's hooked that one badly.
He's not happy with himself either, Kate.
Well, instead of North Beach leading, we're going to go to half-time all locked up, which is even more exciting.
I don't think there's long to go. I think we're losing all the footies into the school. Sunny Kerr will get us back underway.
Kids will be back on Monday and they'll have a heap of presents there waiting for them.
Yeah, comes straight back from school holidays.
Sunny Kerr.
Oh, he's kicked that out.
Kicked that out on the full by Miles. That is not even close.
That's
half-time siren sound, so they're going to take the two from the centre of halfway. McDonald's pointing that in that direction. Who's got the biggest boot? Has McDonald got the legs to get that far?
Yeah, I think he'll be the one to have the shot. They don't have Carney Williams playing at the moment, so I tell you what, if he misses this, I'd be heads up though, because Freo will definitely come at him to score. They won't run it out. I wouldn't imagine.
He's got a chance to right the wrong. He's missed from basically right beside the post now from the centre of halfway.
Commentators cursed on him, or you think he's putting this over?
I don't think he'll have the legs. That's my tip.
Oh, good strike.
Strikes it pretty well. He knocks it over.
He's giving penalty goal. Roddy a bit of lip too.
Well, that sees North Beach head to the sheds in front, as we expected them to be. Just a couple of minutes ago with the kick beside the post.
Yeah,
but 18-16 at half-time. I'm Donnie Bell, joined by Mitch Wade-Whalen. Mitch, how do you see this second half playing out? More of the same, or do you think one team's going to get on top?
No, I think it might be a bit of the same. But yeah, we'll soon see how we go. I think it'll be a real big arm wrestle. I don't expect anyone to really blow anyone out, mate. As we get back underway.
Looks like Sonny Kerr's been sacked from kick-off duties for a Kemp. Oh. A tough one there to take there for Keegan Lawson.
I reckon we could see a real arm wrestle in this first 10 minutes.
Got up clutching his face there too, Lawson. As well, North Beach, they're looking to do a Fremantle on Fremantle with the early shift. Getting out to the Vorms. Wallace gets into dummy half. They keep hitting this same left edge.
Oh, massive shot. Graham.
Now they come back towards the middle with Wooten. Wooten's put down just beyond the 40-metre line.
Good to see Sam Wooten get an opportunity.
With McDonald show, go, hit hard by Crotty. Close that gap. But he did see. And now Wallace will put the kick in on the last tackle. Gets underneath it. Kemp comes forward and takes it comfortably.
Edwards
gets that straight off to Edwards. Edwards back to Kemp. Delane spent a bit of time on the wing and a bit of a second effort there from Jeremy Wallace. Goes unpunished. Parky.
Delane Edwards is probably the only player in the comp who could play in every position.
Every position. Every position during the course of a single game.
Oh, mate. I think at one point he was calling himself the mouldy Cameron Smith because he was playing hooker. So, yeah, he does a job well. So we see Butler out the back to Kemp. Short to Taumea.
Taumea had the arm free, looked to get it back to Kemp, but thought better of it.
They've got numbers here on the left if they look up.
And they come that way with Crotty. Crotty puts boot to ball. Goes back, Cowan picks it up, 6 again.
Oh.
Cowan looking to go between defenders. Sanders at dummy half. That's off the boots. That's play on. It's all a bit sloppy, but nothing wrong. The officials get that right.
I think Cowan's gone down here with an injury.
Now with Hicks. Hicks in behind the ruck. Oh, he could have got the ball to Taumea then. It was on. They come now to Butler. Butler out the back to Kemp. Kemp dummies. Goes himself. Gets the arm free. Again on the wraparound. It comes back to Crotty. Crotty. He dummies as well. Stands. Looks to spin over the line but can't quite get there. Good tackle there. I think that's Buckley. Across the face for Taumea. He crashes over the face ball across the face of Richie Hicks, and Taumea gets across.
Yeah, too strong there. When you're running hard and straight at that line, it's kind of hard to stop him, considering the momentum you'll have. So good response there from Fremantle to start the second half. But I expect it to go a bit back and forth here, unless Fremantle put the foot down here. I'm assuming they would have got a fair decent spray at half time from the coaches, as Alan Cowan seems to have fixed the injury.
As I said, I mean, 10 minutes before half time, I thought heading into half time at 22-6 would have been a fair reflection of Fremantle's dominance in the game. Yeah, you're right. And then all of a sudden North Beach put a couple of tries on and go into half time with a scoreline probably flatters them.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
We'll see how this plays out. And North Beach, they're a chance from anywhere on the field.
Well, mate, a lot of people wrote them off last year, saying they weren't going to make the grand final after they won it, and this and that. And they got there and they held on, barring some injuries, and unfortunately they didn't win, but they did well to get there. They're always in the fight, North Beach. So
absolutely. They were certainly in that game at half time, and probably with about 20 minutes to go before Fremantle really got a gap on them.
Oh, I tell you what, we nearly lost another ball there. Would have had to get the old second grade footies out, I think. Wouldn't have no first grade ones left.
So 22-18, Fremantle back in front on the cash converted scoreboard.
Jimmy! As we see Adam Roy get ready to come back on. It's an early substitution. 4 minutes in. What a fantastic complex they got here. The Fremantle Roosters.
They certainly do. New community centre, new home. It was a shame to lose the history that they had at Ken Allen, but a new modern facility was definitely in order.
Long pass, Kerr.
What a pass that is, straight from the kick-off. Over to Hicks. Now Sanders into dummy half. Kemp to Edwards. Edwards stands in the tackle. Good solid contact. It's been one of the things that has impressed me today from both teams. That first up contact has been really impressive.
Yeah, they've really focused on their defence, both teams, I think. They've had a couple of lapses, but yeah, they've really grinded hard in these hot conditions as Butler takes a run. Good low tackle again, Wooten.
Comes Crotty. Crotty's made a big impact, a flick out the back. Basketball pass sitting there for Sanders. I think it's knocked on by North Beach.
Play on.
That'll be play on.
Oh,
no, it's not play on.
Touch judge has called something here. What's he called?
Well, knock on.
Doing the YMCA again there.
Yeah, that's knock on both ways. And
fair ball.
First one is North Beach, and then knocked on by Freo in cleaning it up. So they will get the scrum feed and the ball back. But after Graham, he was away then.
Yeah, he was away, and he'd be hard to handle. I think he's about to have this run here off the scrum. Tell you what, he's bigger than Conrad Orrell. He is one big man. And then you look to the other side and it's even bigger. Bahulia.
Yep, absolutely. Graham.
Good tackle by DeVorms though, down low. Hicks,
he's been busy since he's got on.
He's been impressive.
He's got his tail up after an early try.
He's played really well. Edwards.
Edwards has gone back into the halves after playing a bit on the wing. That pass though is put down by Sanders. That's Harrison Sanders.
Yeah, I think they'll be a bit frustrated with that Frere. They've just gone away from their structure a bit there after getting that try not long ago. So they need to get back to the basics here and just stick to their sets. But good opportunity for North Beach. Numbers to the right here, North Beach. Well, they're pushing the scrum.
Pushing the scrum there from Fremantle, but North Beach still come up with it. Graham came up. He almost more took his own player out there in Taumea than DeVorms. Miller
pass there.
Didn't quite get the timing right there, Miller and McDonald. Julia drags Miller back about 10-15 metres.
McDonald.
Now with McDonald again working a short side.
Oh, he's
going into touch there. Well, they do love combining McDonald and Gray, but it wasn't on that occasion. Bit of interplay there between Gray and Sonny Kerr.
I love the banter.
Yeah, having a little bit of a word in his ear.
Tell you what, I personally know that a lot of these boys are friends off the field, but I just love when you watch the game. When it comes to Saturday afternoon, there is no friends, and they just compete on everything. It's awesome to see. Oh, we're packing for a scrum there, Donnie, and now we've got to play the ball.
Well, it's one of those things where they've changed 1,000 rules now. No one actually knows what they are. So.
Yeah. The hip drop will be next.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Richie Hicks, he takes the first hit up.
He's been good since he's been on.
He has been. Crotty goes to Kemp. Kemp short ball to Sanders.
So we see Hicks about to come off here for Wilson Wiley.
Well, he's worked hard. He's done his job.
Yeah, he's earned his rest.
Comes off for a breather as the Roosters work down a short side again with Edwards. Edwards to Kemp. Kemp looks to straighten. He had Parky coming at a million miles an hour but couldn't get the ball to him. Sanders just a settler here. He spins out of tackles. And he goes very, very close to scoring a try from a settler.
Edwards is calling them to the right there. They're going to come left, I reckon. No, they've gone right. Numbers.
Catch pass out to Parky. Towards the line. They won't stop him. He's too strong. Just carries a couple over the line. Having a winger that's played a lot of time in the forward pack.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a difficult task for the smaller blokes out wide for North Beach.
He's another stalwart of our competition. He used to play in the front row back in the day, but he's found himself on the wing out there for Freo this year, and he's
there's not too many that go that way. It's usually the other way around. You start on the wing and you end up in the front row.
Yeah, but, he's gone the other way, but he's fit and fast, and he just does his job well out there, and he's rewarded with 4 points. So I think Phil Duche, North Beach coach, will be a bit disappointed with that, how they've come out and started here. Just a bit sloppy. You probably could have got on that ball, but they'll get a chance to respond here. Kemp has a tough kick here on the right-hand side.
Still get people that bring up Rumu after the grand final last year and had a boxing fight the same night.
He did. He won a grand final and a boxing fight in the one night, 2 hours apart.
There's not too many that can say that, but
yeah. I'd say the word is crazy. But he's a good player. He's a good player, Woodamoo Pucky, and early 4 points there. Start his year off. I hadn't seen him at training all pre-season. Then round one, there he was.
That's it. Well, they come out of the woodwork
in Woodamoo
style. Put his back.
You definitely know when he turns up to training. I can tell you that much. He's the live wire of the group as Kemp lines this up.
Kemp, he's kicked pretty well. He did have that one hit the post from out wide.
Got a good strike
in the first half. See if he can make the adjustment.
He's moved in well. Just
way
across
the way.
face. So it locks us up at 26-18 there, Donnie.
26-18 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. 51 minutes gone, still plenty of time left in this contest, but once again there's that feeling that Fremantle are just playing the better footy. They're getting on top, they're rolling, they're playing higher percentage footy than North Beach, and that's what's getting them home so far.
I think the early shift from McDonald to Gray, where he went into the sideline there and that set hurt him.
And that's what you get with players like McDonald and Gray. They play a lot of low percentage footy, and when it comes off, it is incredibly exciting for commentators, but they come up with the odd coach killer as well.
100%. Phil Douche will have no air by the end of the year.
We see that shift right across the back line.
Try scorer, Pucky.
Run around.
Graham.
With Graham out of dummy half. The old-fashioned run around.
Tell you what, I'm glad I play reserve grade because the way
there's a great run from Wilson Wiley. He's got Butler in support. Gray's giving chase but won't be able to stop him. Dwayne Butler plants it and the Fremantle Roosters are rolling.
I think we've got a bit of an injury here too, Donnie. Jalen Gray has hit the post after he's tried to attempt to stop Butler, and he hasn't moved. What a try, though.
Well, that was all set up by Jules Wilson-Wiley, the new recruit for the Fremantle Roosters from the Rockingham Sharks.
Yeah, well, they started the set well. As you see, Bjorn Crotty steams through. Then they get on another roll. They shift wide, tie up a Graham. Then you have Wilson-Wiley off the back, and yeah, they just play very fast. But yeah, a bit of concern here for Jalen Gray. I hope he's okay. The trainer there attending to him. It looks like he's holding a shoulder. I don't like to see anyone go down in our game.
Hoping it's the shoulder and not the neck. That's always the concern in that
sit
area.
Up here, I think.
Shoulder, collarbone. Good to see that he's sitting up after colliding with the post.
I've been lucky enough to play some games with Jalen before, and he's a tough customer. So if he's coming off, he's not well. So Dave Wallace blows time off. Yeah, I think he's coming off here. He is. He's
always had the nickname Skinny, but he has filled out a little bit as he's got older.
Oh, he's got his arm in the jersey there, I think.
Looks like
he's not a good sign.
No, it's certainly not.
Send my wishes to Jalen Gray. Hope he's okay. Speedy recovery. What a try, though. My God. Just play fast footy.
But it's beautiful the way Fremantle construct their footy. As you said, they stretch the defence by going wide, and then they punch through the middle. So if you've got any weaknesses in your side, anywhere right across the park, they're going to find them.
Oh, well, that takes us out to 32-18 and another lost footy.
It's going to be like Christmas when the kids come back to school.
Going to have none left.
No, it's exactly right. They're going to have to delve into the budget, the Roosters, into their football budget.
Good to see Dave Wallace back referencing first grade rugby league this year.
Absolutely.
One of our more experienced referees in our competition.
Well, was the coach of the North Beach side not that long ago.
He won a premiership with them. Crotty gets us back underway. Oh, another
Crotty and gets the offload to Kerr. Kerr to Cowan. Cowan comes to Miller. Pahilia, he puts the foot down, turns Kate McDonald inside out. And North Beach, they get the numbers back to make the tackle, but that's straight from the kick-off. Butler out of dummy half, goes to Kerr. Kerr's got a long way to run before he gets to the defensive line.
What a play.
Sanders at dummy half, he waits. They come towards the middle with Kerr. Kerr stands. Gets away from the first defender. Kerr gets away from two more. Back to Sanders. Wide to Kemp. They've got numbers out here. Edwards throws it knocked down. Well, Edwards was off with the prize there.
Mate, that all started from the kickoff again. That return from Bjorn Crotty. Just busted through 3 or 4 defenders. Offload down the sideline. And Joseph Pahulia. What a sight to see when he moves. My goodness.
Well, Cade McDonald, I don't know how he did it, but he ended up doing pretty well.
He did very well.
Just to keep himself in front of him, and that slowed Big Joe down just enough for the...
Yeah, he's done well there, but Fremantle will still get a chance here on their line. As Edwards feeds a scrum. They're going to go short side here.
They are going short side. Edwards goes to Graham. Graham bounces over 1, 2, 3. Flick pass over the sideline, though. Well, I don't know whether that was a play on tackle one.
Yeah, I think they'll be a bit frustrated with themselves there, but gives North Beach an opportunity now after they've done all that hard work for you.
It's
but 32-18 after 16 minutes. We're at 18-16 at half time. So shift wide.
Oh, let's go a couple wide. Struggling a little bit with a couple of injuries, North Beach as well, and again some good first contact from Crotty. McDonald to Johnson.
I can see Jalen Gray on the sideline here, Donny, in a sling now, so not good.
That's not a good pass from dummy half. It's picked up on the bounce, though, by Miller. DeVorms with a bit of a juggle as well. DeVorms straightens, goes past Parky.
He's a good player, Jaden DeVorms.
Very good player, and a quick play the ball to boot.
Miller.
Dummy from Miller. Miller He's been very good for North Beach. Gets it out the back again with the Vorms, a Goosey.
Nice, good low tackle there. There's that around the bootlaces. He's injured though, whoever that is.
Rafferty.
Butler.
Wallace kicking across field. Needs a bounce, can't get one. Well, Brock McCaskill, he just needed that one to bounce and sit up for him. It doesn't, goes into touch.
Dwayne Butler.
Goes touching goal, so it'll be a 7-tackle set.
Dwayne Butler is out on his feet, and Delane Edwards just ripped him up off the ground. And he's back in the line. Here's Edwards.
Edwards.
Breaks a couple.
Taking it up towards the halfway line. Wilson Wiley with his second run in this set.
Probably a bit frustrating there for North Beach. They had a chance there.
Now Crotty. Crotty. Again the offload to Butler, who's always following. He gets away from a couple of tackles. There's been far too many missed tackles from North Beach in this second half. Sanders.
Butler's down again.
Continuing to work hard.
Kerr.
Edwards stops, props, puts it up. Cowan to compete for it, taps it back. Pahilia, he gets it to Kerr. Kerr to Pahilia again. Cowan wraps around. The long pass back to Edwards. Edwards, he's got Kerr inside him. Can't get it to him. The ball hits the deck. Sanders knocks it on. Picked up by Bailey Miller, who's looking to counter-attack.
Numbers here.
North Beach, they're eventually going to find the ground on tackle 0.
There is
bodies
exciting everywhere. That was, mate. There's a bit of razzle-dazzle. We've got a lost ball here from North Beach.
Well, I tell you what, mate, it is 30-odd degrees here today in Perth. We've got 20 minutes to go and everyone is already exhausted. These last 20 minutes, anything could happen.
It could, mate, it could. It's been a nice warm day, as you said, and it's round 1, so obviously players are still trying to get their match fitness and things like that, because I know a lot of teams only had the one trial. So, yeah, a bit of razzle-dazzle footy there, which has tested their lungs out, and I can see some boys with some hands on hips and hands on knees. So we could be in for anything here with 20 to go. As Edwards feeds a scrum.
Another chance for the Roosters. Comes out to Kemp. Kemp.
Oh, he had numbers there,
Always
Kemp.
hard to handle. Pahilia, he's going to come the short side. Takes on Cade McDonald.
Good tackle.
And Johnson comes in to help him. Sonny Kerr. It's Mitch Kerr coming back against the grain. He's looking to back his way over the try line. Johnson again involved defensively. The ball picked up brilliantly by Kemp.
They throw the
Cross
ball
to Edwards. Edwards again looking to do the flick pass out to Manu, but holds onto it.
Numbers on the right.
Manu to Wilson Wiley. I don't know whether there's too much fancy stuff from him. And with Edwards just looking to roll it in behind.
He's knocked it on.
Down.
Put it down.
It's knocked on there by Johnson.
I think he's called pressure on the wall, Dave.
The goal line dropout.
Yep,
so it
goal
must
line
have been
dropout.
planted by Johnson in the in goal.
Come down there, mate.
So another set coming up here for the Fremantle Roosters. They are out on their feet here, North Beach. This has got to be a short dropout, you think?
Yeah, I think it will be. If it's not, and if Fremantle score some points here, I think you could put the... oh, he's gone deep, McDonald. As we see Wilson Wiley here.
Here comes the bus.
I like that one, Donny, the bus. He is, though, isn't he? He just only knows one way. Wallace calls another penalty.
A penalty, just too long in the ruck.
I think they're going to take the 2 here by the look of it. Are they?
That would be un-Fremantle like,
Yeah.
32-18. I'd say they'll keep the pressure on.
Yeah, they're going to take the 2, mate.
They are going to take the 2. Well, an interesting decision at 32-18. Gives everybody a chance to have a bit of a breather.
Probably gives Fremantle a chance to reset themselves and get back to what they need to do. Obviously, captain or coach Delane Edwards there would have sent a message, and yeah, Holder Kemp's going to take the 2 points here, which should take us out to 34-18.
14-point lead, 16-point lead. It's not a decision that makes a lot of sense, but just calm things down and get back into their sets, going set for set.
Tell you what, this man about to come off the field, Crotty, hasn't he been impressive today?
Well, his impact off the bench has been phenomenal.
Yeah, when you speak of impact off your bench each week, that's I think that's the level that the standard that you should set, and he's done that. So we see Anissimo replace him. There's Kemp from 20 out. Lines it up. Hopefully we don't lose another footy here.
Shouldn't have any dramas.
Strikes it well.
Knocks it over and just stayed out of the score. 34 points to 18 on the cash converter scoreboard.
What do you think North Beach need to do here, Donny, to get themselves back into this game?
Well, they've got to find some way to get their hands on the ball and you know, complete some sets. They really haven't had any ball down that end of the field at all in the second half.
No, they haven't.
And every time they get the ball, they come up with a low percentage option.
I like the way they fought back in that first half there at the back end of it. They really got themselves back in the game. So if they can do that again, they could give themselves a chance. You never say it's over until that final whistle. So.
I definitely wouldn't say it's over with the strike power that the Sea Eagles have, because they've got a lot of players that can strike from absolutely anywhere.
Whoa.
I think the problem they've got so far is that they're trying to strike from absolutely everywhere, every single tackle.
Yeah, you're right. Butler, Edwards. You see the ball hit the ground.
Well, again, some counter-attack. It's picked up and they'll run around and score the try.
They have too, number 17.
Well, it's Edward Shand. Just pounces on a loose ball. We said they needed to get their hands on the ball down that end of the field. They do. One play, one try.
I just spoke about how they got themselves back into the game, and the way they did that in the first half was the intercept from Jalen Gray. So now they've got a drop ball and a try here, so we could be in for a grandstand finish here.
Well, it's been the way they've scored pretty much all of their tries. It's been against the run of play.
Yeah, they have, They haven't sort of got themselves into a good position and then scored a try, as where it's come off sort of a Fremantle mistake or an intercept or a bit of broken play. So
about the only time that they did get themselves into a good position and score was again from a brilliant bit of individual play from Cade McDonald with the 40-20.
Yeah, this will bring us back to 10 points here if he knocks this over. What do we got to go? About 15 to go. McDonald
really been punished for all of their errors. The Fremantle Roosters.
They have.
They've been generally pretty good, but every time they make a mistake, it leads to a try for North Beach.
Yeah, they're really just. I think both teams have shot themselves in the foot a bit with some passes and broken play there. So we'll see what happens here, what the response is from both teams as Kerr gets us back underway here.
Because this game to determine who wins the day. The Women's League tag going to North Beach 44-4 earlier, and the Val Murphy Trophy to the Fremantle Roosters 38-14. So the winner of this one wins the day with the 3 games today.
Yep. At the moment, it's the Coburn Fremantle Roosters. Jeez, it's a long name, isn't it?
That's it.
I think he's dropped that, has he? Oh, no, he's called it back to play as well.
Give it back to him to play it. Which
McDonald,
he wants the player to come inside him. King.
Any background on King, mate, where he's from?
He's rugby union background, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think he might have been the one that came from Netherlands rugby union over here as well.
Okay. Looks the goods. McDonald, 40-20. I'll tell you what, he's done well again.
He's got it. It's tapped in by Cowan brilliantly. Up for Edwards. Cowan somehow saved that one. And now the ball comes out. Cowan right up against the sideline. McDonald wanted to throw him over it, but thought better of it. It would have given away the penalty.
I'll tell you what, McDonald's got a good shoe.
Well, he's come up with a couple of very good kicks so far in this game.
A couple now. So see Pahulia here, work it out for him. Oh, good first contact.
Oh, he's stripped out.
One strip there, have we?
No.
Oh.
He's saying he's passed it backwards, a North Beach ball. So North Beach with a chance to go back to back with McCaskill. Put down by Sanders. Comes now to Roy. Roy goes right to the line. Gives that one to Lawson.
Oh, he's called knock on here.
Lawson's come up without the ball. He's remonstrating with the referee, saying, surely not me, sir. Dave Wallace says, yes, you, sir.
Yeah, probably a bit of a coach killer there for North Beach coach Phil Duché, as they had a good chance there on the line to come up with some points and bring it back to a 4-point game, but they've just come up with an error again, which has cost them a bit today. So it'll be interesting to see now what the response is on the defensive end. Pucky. Good low tackle there, number 11. He's been impressive today for North Beach, number 11. Manu up over the 30.
That's the bloke backing up from reserve grade in Martin McKenzie, the late inclusion.
Okay. Wilson Wiley again.
Wilson Wiley gets up over the halfway line, gets to Miller, dragged down from behind by DeVorms.
What do you call him? The bus.
That's it. Yep, Sonny Kerr to Mitch Kerr. Pahilia, he puts the kick in behind, chases through. He's going to try and soccer this one into the in goal. A bit of shoulder-to-shoulder action.
Good tackle, Alan Cowan.
Tackled in goal. He's just got a bit of everything, doesn't he, Joseph Pahilia?
Yeah, he does, mate. Not obviously he's big and strong and he can move, but he's got a good all-round game, and I think he's another player. You can put him anywhere and he'll just do a job for you. And it obviously shows there. So
big, strong, fast, and just showed some skills there, some silky, smooth skills to go along with it.
Tell you what, I've played 2 games of my life against him, and I hope it's the last. He's a powerhouse.
Well, that short dropout yielded a 0 result there for North Beach. Sanders diffused that one pretty easily. Now it's with the other Sanders. That'll be Cooper to play it.
Edwards.
Out to Edwards, short ball, wrap around. Now out to Sonny Kerr. Just sort of runs out of room. North Beach, plenty of defence there. And never looked stretched on that occasion. Pahilia just takes that one straight and hard towards the line.
McDonald. Ball body, one-on-one.
He's been pretty good defensively today, Cade McDonald.
Yeah, he is good.
Oh, Mitch Kerr just spins across for a soft try.
Is that a double for Kerr today? Good try there from Fremantle Roosters. They just kept pushing at that line. As we just said, Cade McDonald was doing a lot of work there on his own in defence. So, yeah, I don't think Phil Duché would be too happy with that one there, Donny.
Mitch Kerr, he is prone to do that though. Like he gets,
yeah,
he does get close to the line. He spins out of tackles so often.
Yeah. I see it a lot in rugby league now. A lot of players are looking to spin straight away. And you see a lot of people get tackled in the back. So you see just there. Holder Kemp with a tough little kick here. Who would you say is the favourite for this year, mate? The Roosters, considering they won it last year, or is anyone you like the look of?
Well, again, it's until you've had a chance to have a look at all the teams, it's, we see that there's a lot of changes for North Beach. I think that most teams are going to be the same.
Yeah.
Some good names that seem to have been brought in at Rockingham, so it'll be interesting to see how they shape up later on tonight.
I actually fortunate enough to work with Gus Marshall, who's the half of the Joondalup Giants, and from talking to him, they seem like they've got a very strong team this year as well. So,
and again, we've got to wait a week before we see them. So.
Yeah, well, the Roosters travel up to Admiral Park next Saturday to take on the Giants. So, it'll be interesting to see how that affair pans out. But I think we'll have a really tight competition this year. As Kemp strikes, and he's done well.
That's it's a hell of a scoreline now at 40 points to 24 on that cash converter scoreboard.
18-16 at half time. North Beach. I think North Beach just need to grind this last 8-9 minutes out, and just finish well for next week. So there's some positive to end, because although they're behind the scoreboard, it hasn't been all bad today. They've played some good footy.
That's definitely something to work with.
McDonald, big high restart.
South Perth, though, is probably another interesting team, a new halves combination. Eddie Proudler having a break this season. And Harry to beat back though, so that's a good inclusion for them.
Yeah, I've seen Harry's at the back today, and they've got young Tyson Lewis and Luke David. Wells Talamavea has made his return to Perth, so they'll be in the halves today. He had a night game tonight against the Rockingham Sharks down there at Shark Park.
We've still got about 7 minutes left here in this one as the Roosters just getting through this set after points. Wilson Wiley with another strong carry.
Good contact. Who's that? Adam Roy.
Adam Roy's involved, also Tokolo.
Kerr.
Comes back to Kerr from outside the 40, but he has time to kick it. No spin on that one, a difficult one to take, but he's done well. There is Brock McCaskill.
Only young man, Brock McCaskill, but he, as you said, he did really well there. He's come up with a bit of an injury though, I think.
Bailey Miller. Well, you talk about players that have impressed. He's certainly been very good for North Beach, a bit of a shining light for me.
An argument last year that he could have been the player of the game in the grand final, even in a losing side. So he's got a big future, young Bailey Miller. Good player. Comes from a good family.
Yeah.
Father Jared was a good player.
Who's taking them?
We see Justin Buckley here, about to come back into the game.
They come out the back with Wallace. Wallace to McDonald. McDonald looks to skip to the outside. Bounces away from Sonny Kerr. Beats Sonny Kerr like 2 or 3 times. But then the ball hits the deck. McCaskill puts it down and Cowan tackled against the sideline. Graham bounces away from McDonald. McDonald comes again at him. Now with Edwards. He gets the flick past to Manu. Manu at the pucky.
Edwards is still laying on the ground here. About 5 to go. Crotty.
Pucky Cuckaball.
What a player he is.
His start to the game really set the tone for the Roosters. Hard worker.
Crotty. Short. Hicks. It's been impressive today.
Their forward pack has been sensational. To a man, they've all done their job here for Fremantle.
They've still got Tucker Penahar to come back yet.
They do. It's Sanders. He's put down on tackle 5.
Numbers to the left here.
They come that way. They're looking to run it. Delane Edwards. He's got a runner on the inside and put down.
Buckley's
picked up
away.
by Buckley. Buckley steps out for 1. Put down there by Talmea.
North Beach are out in their feet here. Oh, they
They've got a penalty. Well, it's a piggyback they needed. There is a lot of wounded bodies out there, sucking in the big ones.
Yeah, there is, mate. They've just got to grind this last few minutes out. See a touch finder there from Buckley.
There's one thing, the Fremantle Roosters, they look in exceptional shape. I know there's certainly some doubled over and hitting the ground, but they still look like they've got a bit of running in them.
The only reason I know that, mate, is because I've been on the end of those fitness sessions and it's not pleasant.
So the athletic strength and performance, they do a fantastic job in getting the Roosters in shape.
Wallace, Miller.
Wooten about to go back on for the Sea Eagles. Roy, Talmea right up in his face. Nowhere for him to go. Buckley, McDonald.
Oh, good
wide up. King, no, a slow play the ball. McDonald at first receiver. Shaped the kick, but just tipped it on to Wooten. Freshly onto the park. A little bit slow motion from North Beach so far in this set, but Miller goes across to Devorms.
Good ball.
They get it out wider. Come back towards the middle with Wallace. Wallace skips out of 1. Wooten knocks it on and Fremantle dive on it. We've got a knock on both ways here again.
Bit of razzle-dazzle there, Donny.
That was the last tackle, so it'll just be a handover. North Beach, they threw it around on the final play, trying to come up with that miracle here towards the end. They're certainly out of it in terms of coming up with a result, though.
Yeah, I think when you're down 16 and the game's almost over, you can probably throw it around a bit because you've got to try and come up with something. But, yeah, unfortunately, didn't get the chocolates there. We'll see Fremantle here with Pucky over the 30.
You've got a difficult job to do in choosing the player of the match for the Roosters.
As we see a knock on by Kerr. Oh, he's called a penalty here, has he?
What a penalty for taking out a player without the ball.
Yeah, for me, mate, I think Bjorn Crotty's probably been the best player on the field. His absolute energy that he brought off that bench was outstanding. But yeah, he's the one for me today. Crotty.
Been very good. Here he is again with the ball in hand. Dummy to the man on the outside. Carries 3, gets the offload away.
I thought this man here's been good today too. Take a kick about. Numbers here to the left.
Good play as it comes out to Edwards. Edwards, stop, go to Graham. Typer Graham standing in the tackle. There. King does well in wrapping up the ball.
Is it McCaskill down low? Oh, we've got a bit of a cramp here, I think.
Calm out. Runs into a solid shot there from Rafferty. Edwards fires a long pass on the bounce to Manu. Manu,
Lucky.
Well, that's set up brilliantly, but goes into touch. The flag goes up, and he's going to be denied. Well, he thought he'd scored.
Good defence by North Beach there.
He got up celebrating.
I think any time Woodamoo Pucky gets across the line, he gets up celebrating with lots of energy. He's a bundle of joy.
He tried to sell the touch judge. The touch judge, though, saw what he saw.
Oh, he got a bit of a... He's holding his neck here. Bit of an injury, do we?
So I got Daniel Johnson. He's been strong. I think
another Englishman, is he?
Another Englishman, yeah.
Yep.
He's certainly been strong defensively.
Miller.
McDonald.
McCaskill. Oh, Graham over the top there.
Was kicking out there, McCaskill, and he's just clipped his dummy half there in a sensitive area.
I'll tell you what, he got up trying to push tie up at Graham.
Yeah, fighting out of his weight class, I think.
That's not crash shot.
Kick there, goes down to Delane Edwards as the siren sounds. He calls Cowan underneath. He's run out of support players, so just kicks that one into touch. And that will be full time here at the Treeby Community and Sports Centre. And the Fremantle Roosters run out convincing winners, 40 points to 24.